MLB.com reported that Michael King appears to be the top rotation target for the Mets. JJ, I know you love Michael King. Do you think they should prioritize him over, say, Valdez or Suarez?
Yeah, because to me, he's an ascending commodity. I know he's dealt with a whole lot of injuries throughout his career. Look at the way he pitched 2 years ago. He pitched at a high enough level last year, and I still feel like there's some untapped potential in Michael King to go and be a legit 1A to put alongside Nolan McLean. Now, Framber Valdez has had a great career. To me, he's a guy on the downswing of his big league career. And then you look at Ranger Suarez, who is a gamer and I think fits the rotation as a third starter. I don't think he has the same front-end stuff that Michael King is bringing to the table. You know I love this guy. I'd love him on either New York team. I think he's a slam dunk. I know there's only one King Cohen. I get only one King of Queens. The King Prince.
Not enough room for another King, you know?
I understand.
You guys are like trying out to be headline writers, I guess. That's good. I like it. I love Michael King, too. He's very talented, crazy talent. The injury stuff scares me a little bit. Always a predictor of future injury is past injury. So, but I know that the commitment will be less, so it would be a nice thing for the Mets to do. I can't get away from Framber Valdez. I know that I don't have a lot of support on most of the BNNY panels I'm on about Framber, but he is a guy who delivers elite pitching at a lot of innings, and the Mets really failed at that last year. They did not generate a lot of innings from their starters. Even David Stearns admits that and has admitted it all through the wreckage of last season, the aftermath there. So why not get the guy who can do it and has done it and has pitched well in the postseason? He checks so many boxes for me, Sal, that I think it's a layup for them.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't have support on this BNY panel.
I figured as much.
Either. Speaking of wreckage, he almost killed his catcher behind home plate down the stretch.
It was his worst moment. Emmanuel, you're going to judge the man on his worst ever moment.
I am, because he had to go to the GM meetings just to, make teams feel less uneasy about him. And the Astros collapse coincided with Framber Valdez's collapse last year. Last 2 months of the year, he had a 60
That's how good he is.
Well, I mean, also Yordan Alvarez wasn't in their lineup. So it was multiple reasons, but that clubhouse got cancerous near the end of last year. And I blame Framber Valdez. You got to improve this Mets clubhouse, not deteriorate it. They're trying to change the culture. Brandon Nimmo's out the door. Edwin Diaz is out the door. They got to make more of that family environment they promised when they signed Juan Soto. I'm looking to minimize risk here, and Valdez screams risk to me, especially on a 6-year contract.
Yeah, I never wanted Valdez. I want Suarez, though. I'll take King, but I really want Peralta now at this point. Who would have thought that would be the case? Ranger Suarez, go get in. At some point, you are going to have to pay for pitching. I agree with the philosophy in theory, but at some point, you're going to have to pay for a quality pitcher. Hey, The Athletic reported that the Mets are making David Peterson available. Ant, would you look to trade Peterson if you're the Mets?
I understand that he's a commodity, Sal, but of all the guys who are lingering on this Met roster in their rotation, this guy to me is a guy who still has upside to go. He kind of started to fade last year when he got around the 150 inning mark. The last 5 starts of the season really wrecked his final numbers, but he pitched like an ace for such a long time last year, and I think that now he's got this base of innings, 168 or so last year to lead the team, incidentally. I think that he can go forward and keep moving upward here. So he is not a guy I'm looking to deal. The Mets still have a lot of rotation issues, even though they've got some inventory there. Even adding guys, they still need some quality. David Peterson is quality, so, look elsewhere.
One thing I love is that the Mets properly are open for anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
When
that's
you
cool.
come off an 83, David Peterson I like Peterson. Personally, nice guy, all-star last year. He killed them down the stretch. Killed them. So if they could get something back and they don't believe that he's going to stick up long-term, I'd be open. Same thing with Senga.